Hello guys, welcome back to this channel where we talk about lots of stuff, but we always end up saying nothing, nada, neat. In today's episode, we're gonna talk about one of my many traumas. Hashtag abandonment trauma.
Take me, choose me, love me.
When I was a child, all I wanted to do was to grow up, and eventually I grew up and I was like, no man. Why so ghetto? Like why? Like being an adult is the most difficult thing I have ever done. Because being an adult not only carry new responsibilities such as paying rent, working in a job you hate to pay the rent, working with people you might not like, in a work you hate to pay the rent, the stress of cooking bitch because if you don't cook, you die. Job stress, the stress of having a social life, shitty romances, but also being an adult requires you to work and heal all the traumas that you had experienced in your childhood. And bitch, between overthinking my life and crying about my life, I don't have time for that. Like, my schedule is too busy. Before we start with this video, I would like to clarify that this video is directed only to those people who had a bad childhood. If you don't come from diverse parents, dysfunctional families, or poverty, get the f*** out of my video. Because first of all, how dare you? And second of all, like Billie Eilish said, I don't relate to you. I don't relate to you. No. You might be asking yourself, what? What is abandonment trauma? What is it? I was wondering the same. But then a TikTok break it down for me. So I'm gonna share all the knowledge that I got from that TikTok to you. Abandonment trauma is a physiological and emotional response to negative events such as experiencing or perceiving abandonment as an infant. This could be being left physically in vulnerable position by the parents or the caregiver, or having your emotional and physical needs unmet. I'm talking about you, mother, that think it is okay leaving your children cry until he falls asleep or gets tired. Stop that. Growing up in dysfunctional families or experiencing physical or psychological abuse as an infant. After so many years of analyzing, criticizing, and gossiping about somebody else's traumas, I say, wait a minute. And I did what Michael Jackson did. And I stand in front of the man in the mirror. And I did wrong. Don't do that shit. Because I didn't like what I saw at all. I came to the realization that I was a very insecure, scared, and a person that struggled a lot trusting people. Like, I swear to God, guys, I believe that everybody in the world has secret meetings to discuss how to fuck me around without telling me, bitches. And I know you. I know you go to those meetings. I see you. So I struggle a lot making connections with people, and I struggle even more having romances with somebody else because I am always testing people. I always like to play these games to taste if they're going to be loyal to me. And of course, this can be a little bit exhausted for me and for the other person. So sometimes they go. They're like, bye bitch.
Bye, bitch.
And sometimes like, can you take me with you? Like, bitch, I'm sick and tired of meat as well. And also, I build barriers to try to protect me from experiencing this pain. At the end, I always ended up feeling this pain because I am always alone, forever alone. I either get too close to somebody or I can cut you off like that. And if I don't see you, I don't know you. Lately, as a responsible adult that I am, I've been trying to analyze what are the causes of these patterns of behavior that I'm showing right now as an adult and that are affecting me negatively. So to do so, I have to travel to a really scary and dangerous place called my past. Allow me to share with you a little bit of my background. My parents had me when they were in the mid-20s. They both came from poverty, and my mom's side struggled the most economically. I am talking the buckets in Willy Wonka, that type of broke bitch. My parents were the first one in their families to go to university. But of course, life likes to test you and likes to put some obstacles when you're trying to make something of your life. And in my parents' case, that obstacle has a name. Ta-da! I was born. The espermatozoide más rápido, perras. I was like, I never win anything in life. Nothing. I have never won anything. Except for a couple of $2 scratches. And I have to win that. Out of all the things that I could win in this world, I won the chance to live in this world. Like, that is bad luck.
Lo voy a matar.
And they were everything but stupid. So when I was born, they were like, bye bitch.
Let's go.
If I don't see you, I don't know you. And just like most of the childs born in a third world country, I ended up living with my grandmother and my 10 or 11 uncles. But boom! First trauma unlocked. Because of course a newborn needs an attachment figure. And it's usually the mother, but in my case, my mother couldn't fit that role. Fortunately, I did end up living in a beautiful, loving and caring family. And I was so blessed to have my mom's family side looking after me, as well as my father's side. Of course, the person that I grew more attached to was my grandmother. But because I told you before, life isn't perfect and life isn't always beautiful, my grandmother, when I was a child, was struggling herself. She was struggling with alcoholism. So that means that I not always have a attentive, warming, and effective caregiver looking and attending my emotional and physical needs, which is something very important to develop emotionally and mature in that aspect. Moving a few years forward, now we are in Morales, Cauca. And whatever my mom was doing was working, bitch. Because now we were like Pretty Woman Bridge.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
From here to my teenager years, my life was very traumatic. There was a lot of things that happened in my life, but there are 3 specific events that I believe contributed to my attachment issues that I'm experiencing right now. The first one was when my grandmother needed to go back to our old city just for a short period of time, but of course I was a child and I couldn't understand the fullness of the situation. The second event was when my mom decided that she was now prepared to look after me, so she came to take me with her and I ended up leaving my grandmother's side. And the third one was when I was 15, I was sent to a boarding school. Why? I don't know. Because I was perfect. Nothing in my life has been constant. In my life, I had lived in 2 countries, more than 4 cities, and I have ended up living with like at least 5 families, and none of them wanted me. My grandma wasn't constant, my friends weren't constant, my environment wasn't constant, and whenever I found somebody that fulfilled my emotional needs, I would be removed from the situation. So clearly I didn't have a safe environment where to learn how to develop emotionally. I have often had this conversation with my mom where I talk about my issues and we discuss these problems that I'm presenting now as an adult, and she always says to me, you have to move from the past. I cannot live a life blaming her or others. And I am like, watch me, hell yeah I can, and I will. Because of course what she doesn't understand is that trauma is not what happened to us. Trauma is what happened inside of us as a result of what had happened to us. At the moment my mother and I are having a time off, I decided that I need to address the problems that I already have, and I cannot do that while having present the person or the circumstances that caused that issue. Mostly because she doesn't understand. I love her and I know that she loves me more than anything. Everything that I am, everything that I have, and everything that I will ever have and be is because of her sacrifice and her hard work. However, now that I'm an adult, I can understand where is she coming from. I can analyze why did she act in some way. But when I was a child, I couldn't. I was a child. I was literally developing physically and emotionally. Here's where a lot of parents are wrong. Parents think that it's the child's responsibility to understand their situation and to meet their emotional needs. But actually it is not. It's the other way around. A parent or a caregiver should be the one understanding the children's needs and to prioritizing their emotional needs. In that way, a child can learn all the tools that he will be needing to face the adult life. Momento de facts. Did you know? Bitch, I'm struggling remembering this, so I'm gonna read it. That the childhood impacts the emotional development in adulthood. The way someone relates to others or the environment and the reaction to life's events is the result of the tools given as an infant by their caregivers. A child that is not provided with the right conditions to develop emotionally will be prone to suffer one or more of the following traumas: depression, anxiety, stress, schizophrenia, bipolarity, abandonment, eating disorders, and more. End de esa mierda. So we have gone through how it affects me, where did it start, but of course, the responsible thing now will be to work on it. But we are not responsible people, so the video is over. Bye! And kidding bitches, we need to work on ourselves. First, in order to amend something, we need to find out what is broken. The first step is what are we doing right now? To be aware of the situation, to know mental problems, it is a reality and it's nothing wrong with it. This journey is a journey that the whole world is in it. Everybody has something to work on. Something that I have done lately and that has helped me quite a lot is to see how somebody else reacts to the same circumstances that I'm facing right now. If somebody is facing the same thing that I am, but I see that that person is able to acknowledge the circumstances and to react in a positive way, that will make me wonder myself whether the way I reacted is healthy for me, it impacts me in a positive way, or the other way around. If actually is something that makes me get stuck in a place I don't want to be stuck. Get as much information as you can. If you are able to afford a professional, go and get it. If you can, it's all good. Like nowadays, thanks to the internet, we have a infinite amount of knowledge that we can acquire for free. Watch YouTube videos related to these mental health issues. Read articles, download books, anything that you can. Just remember that the journey to healing is a never-ending journey, but you are on it now. And there is a lot of people that isn't. So, bitch, good for you. Before I go, I would like to share you one of my favorite quotes right now. Not everything you think is true, and not everything you feel is real. I don't know who said that. Me. And guys, that concludes the fucking video of this week. If you liked it, you have a taste. If you didn't like it, what's wrong with you? And why are you watching this video still if you didn't like it? Fuck off. I will be honored to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Guys, if you see somebody commenting, nobody's gonna comment, but if you see a comment, don't feel afraid to give some support to that person. We're here to help each other. Have an amazing day and see you next time. Bye. Insecure who? Look at that body.
Darling, that's so bad. No.
Darling, you're beautiful.
No. Just no. I can't look beautiful. Look at my eyelashes. They're not long enough.
You're good,
Darling. I can't eat for a week. No. Eating disorder.
Hi, ciao, and all that good stuff which Franklin's making me do.